Hey gang, what's up? Welcome back here to another episode of The Fishing Teacher, and really appreciate you guys coming by, checking out today's video. Guys, today we're going to be talking about the proper way to store your jigs. I've been getting a lot of comments on this, maybe because it's starting to get winter and it's jig season, about people wanting to know how to store a jig, to keep the skirts intact and keep the skirts from, going bad on it. So I'm going to give you guys a little bit of tips and advice here on the best way to store your jig. So before we get started, guys, we're getting close to the end of the month, and throughout the whole month of November, Solarbat has a sale 50% off on my signature series RB2 and RB3 series sunglasses. If you guys are interested in getting a pair, I'll put my Solarbat link in the description here. And like I said, you can get a pair 50% off between now and the end of November. So much appreciated there. Okay guys, here I want to show you my jig setup here, one of my jig boxes here. Guys, this is how I store my jigs right here, just in a plain old box, and I usually store them according to colors and size a little bit too. I'll do both on it. But the main thing, guys, is I just put them in a plain old deal like this. I take them out of the packages, put them in the box, just in a plain old box like that. And that is how I store my jigs. Now, here's some things that can go wrong with it, because if you have your box in and out of the boat a lot of times, there's gonna get condensation in there. Maybe you've left your box in after it rained hard and maybe a little bit of water got in your compartments. It permeated. Maybe you were tying on a jig and it was misty rain or raining out. You had your jig box out and it got a little bit of moisture in there. If that moisture sets in there, it's going to not only rust your hooks, but it's going to mat your skirts together on there. So one of the things that you need to do, a couple different little tips I can give you here is, first of all, the way that I put mine in there, I just put them in the box and leave them, but I take them out a lot and let them air out. So say, for example, if I've had my jig box in the boat for, a couple weeks or whatever, I'll take them out, take the jigs out of the box, let everything air out, make sure there's no moisture on the skirts or anything. If there's any moisture in the box, I'll wipe it out with a paper towel. And is pretty much the maintenance that I have in there. Now, another thing you can do that some guys do, some people put some rice in there, like scatter a little bit of rice to absorb the moisture on the bottom of the box, or they can put those silicone gel packs in there. But specifically, the reason I don't do that is because I think it's a good idea to take your jigs out of the box once in a while. Because say, for example, if they sit in here like this forever, a lot of times the skirt is going to get crunched up or take a certain hold on it. And sometimes you got the jigs don't look quite right as far as if they've been sitting in one position for months and months and months. And also, even with that, I don't think that you can get some of that the small amounts of moisture that may get in between some of the rubber. So that's why I just like to, take them out and I let them set out on my table here for a day, and I put them back in there. And by doing that, I've got jigs, guys, that are 25 years old. I've got some old Lunker Lear jigs up there with the skirts on them that I've done that consistently over the years, and the skirts are still good to go. Now, the thing that's going to go bad before anything on a jig skirt is if you have a jig skirt that's tied with a collar, like a rubber collar. The rubber collars will actually deteriorate and your skirts are gonna fall off. But if you use like a wire tie, like it's on my Bucket old school jigs, you never have that problem. But that's going to be the thing that destroys your jig skirts quicker than anything, is your collars rotting out. But the main thing, guys, keep the moisture out, keep them dry. And another thing, it's not that big of a deal if your skirts, get screwed up a little bit. You just don't want to get your hooks rusted, because you can get your own skirt tying materials, which we talk about a lot here. And you can tie skirts all the different times. So one of the things that I do on my silicone jigs, guys, now I can't do it here on my wire ties, but a lot of times I tie my jigs on the water. So I carry just a box of heads and tie the skirts onto the heads when I need them out there. But if you don't want to do that, you just want to store your jigs, like I said, just put them in a plain old box, take them out, on a regular basis, let them air out, and they're going to last for a long time like that. So anyway, guys, hope it helps out. We'll talk later. See you.